The club is just defining its new social media strategy. You know, we're understanding that we're in a different place even than we were 5 years ago. And again, some businesses, it's not you know, it's not even about websites anymore. It's about something communicating in a very different, perhaps more informal way, in a way that people can take out the sound bites or the pieces of understanding that they require, and then move away. And then if they do want a more in-depth knowledge, then they can be directed to a website or more formal publications from there. So for us, you know, we are still developing our understanding of what businesses want from social media, and actually, you know, understanding that it's highly unlikely that we're going to monetize that relationship. It is about communicating better our messages and what we believe is the unique piece about Charlton Athletic.
But so you talked about the informal nature of social media. You know, obviously the fans have really sort of jumped onto the social media bandwagon, and there's a lot of conversation on Twitter particularly, but also on Facebook about the ins and outs of the club, a lot of rumour and conjecture. How do you cope? How do you know when to engage, when to stand back, and when to quash what's being said?
It's a difficult one, and it is something we're learning all the time. Charlton has a history of being very open with its fans, and it's something we're very proud of. But like any other business, there are certain elements which are commercial in confidence that no business would want to share. So for us, it's about trying to define what is in the public interest, in truth, and being able to share as much of that as we can. There are some areas, obvious ones around salaries, etc., that we would never wish to share. And I think one of the things we've got to do, perhaps even better than we have done, is to speak to fans more clearly about what they can expect from us in terms of communication, and perhaps what they wouldn't expect, and formalise that without being draconian, without being big brotherish. It's about helping to define what is an appropriate conversation, and what we can share as a business, and what we can't. And for us, you know, football is a very results-oriented business, and first mover advantage is very important. So we won't always want to share everything we know, because that's inappropriate and would put us at a disadvantage. But the important message for businesses, and I think the important message for fans, is we will share as much as we can, because that's the way it's always been. What ultimately the board defines as much as we can may differ over years, and we would ask fans to understand and be mindful of that. But no, an open and progressive relationship with the fans is what the club's built on, including coming back to the Valley 20 years ago. So we don't want to change that, but we may need to shape that over time.